In this week's episode of the PokéBears podcast.
Like, if this was like a swimming contest, that wouldn't be fair, because Misty would probably kick the shit out of Ash, because every time Ash goes in water, he fucking drowns. So, we don't need more characters. We just need more situations.
Wow, that is a very good way to put it, Nick.
Thank you.
That is such a good way to put it.
Bum 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 ba da dum bum 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 ba da ba da bum 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 bum. Welcome to the ceremony of the PokéBears podcast episode, where we review, or not review, we just list. We just list. We've already reviewed them. We're listing them because we've reviewed them. We're listing our top 10 and our top worst episodes of this season of Pokemon. And what is this season of Pokemon? Why, it's the Johto Journeys, Season 3. I'm Nick, with my co-host...
Forrest. That was me. Yep, you said it, man. That was it.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the PokéBears podcast. Let's just fucking do this thing. So we usually get the worst out of the way first to end on a high note. You want to do that? You want to try to do that one this time, too? It kind of backfired in Orange Islands because the high notes were not very high.
No, they weren't.
But I feel like the high notes in this season were at least high.
Yeah, and this season was a bad season.
This was a bad season.
But it had good episodes.
Yeah.
So it was better than Orange Islands.
But also worse than Orange Islands because it had so many bad episodes.
So it's like we're back on the mainland.
A little bit.
Because Kanto was also like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more varied, but it's still not as good as Kanto.
No, not as good as Kanto. But also, I don't think as bad as some of the Kanto episodes were.
It's so weird to... One of the fun things about reviewing this show is that because the episodes are so fucking all over the place, even with as formulaic as they are, they're so all over the place that it's so interesting to talk about them.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about it. All right, well, let's start off with our 10th worst episode of the Johto Journeys, Illusion Confusion. So, Nick, what do you remember about this episode, I guess, is where we should start off with this one.
Ooh, I like this. Okay.
Yeah. What do you remember about it?
So Ash, Misty, and Brock are lost in the woods because that's about like a half of how all of the episodes start.
Pretty much.
And then they're so lost that they actually meet Gary, who's probably on his way to Yucatik City getting his 4th badge. But then they meet Agatha, and she's like, "Yo, you can't get around here without having a hoot-hoot. I'm Agatha."
And then they meet Agatha. She's like, "I'm gonna give you guys a hoot-hoot. This is gonna be a great... I'm gonna talk like this.
Oh no, the hoot-hoot only likes pretty ladies like me.
He's a sexist little hoot-hoot, that's for sure."
And they go around the woods, and the hoot-hoot is like being a little shithead, but then it eventually learns to harness its own power, and it gets rid of the ghost's illusions, and Team Rocket
This was a terribly paced episode. I remember that. I remember being like, oh my god, I know exactly what's gonna happen in this thing. Ash was a dick. Which is why about a third of the episodes that were terrible is because of that. Ash was like just a dick or stupid.
Like, kids should not learn from this character.
No. And that sucks because when he's on point, like, he can be a great way for kids to learn. But instead, he's just like stupid or terrible in this season.
I to be honest, I forget what Ash did in this episode. Was he just like violent or something?
No, he was just like, well, come on, Hoot-Hoot, be a real Pokemon.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
And instead of, like, waiting for the next day or for, like, someone to get him, like, a Hoot-Hoot, he's, like, all in a hurry so he doesn't lose, like, lose time to Gary.
He's already behind Gary. Like, what more are you losing?
Yeah. Or, like, apparently Gary knows the way out. Just, like, suck up your fucking pride and be like, hey, man, can we follow you out of here? There's no more Hoot-Hoot
Like,
left.
Gary's, like, doesn't go out of his way to be a dick to Ash.
Not at all.
He's just a dick to Ash, like, just because that's just their relationship. But he would help Ash out.
Yeah.
I feel.
Number 9?
Number 9.
What's number 9, Nick?
Number 9 is the Spinnerack attack.
Yeah.
Fresh off the trails of stopping Team Rocket from stealing Totodile, this Officer Jenny in this made-up town says, "Oh, hey, I heard you guys are professional crime fighters." And Ash, like a dumbass, says, "Oh, yeah, we totally are," instead of saying, "Oh no, that's a misunderstanding. We just helped out."
This is one of those stupid fucking dumbass. I get that it's a cartoon show in a fantasy world, but you gotta have some connection to reality. And in real life, no fucking policeman is gonna look at a 12-year-old and be like, "Hey, can you help us solve this missing, like, this thief case for us, please?"
Which, by the way, is super obvious. Like, Team Rocket is... They're not the Black Arachne.
No, they're not subtle at all.
They're, like, wearing black in the middle of the day. They can't act properly, like, get away using the Black Arachne's technique, which was a stupid technique, by the way. Like,
it was really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, how many times can that possibly work?
I think we concluded that the cops... It didn't actually work, but the cops were corrupt enough that they were like, "Oh yeah, go ahead. We're being paid off."
I think that's right. Which, if they had... Honestly, if they had worked that into the story, like, the payday was used as a bribe for the cops, that would have made it make more sense.
It would have made more sense, and then that 1920s Officer Cheney would have been more impressive, because she's like, "No, I'm going to arrest you, because that is the law."
See, she would have moral fiber. That's like, that's just another, like, I fucking hate it when we can write better episodes than the show.
In 30 seconds.
In 30, like, that's, because that just shows how little thought they put into it. And there wasn't much thought put into that one.
No, there was not. And for some reason, Ash sent out all his Pokemon to stop Team Rocket. I don't know. They didn't need to.
No.
Like,
all right, Nick, you wanna take the reins for number 8, because this one's on here pretty much because of your distaste for it. It's a bad episode. This is a bad episode.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. I don't know why you rated it as highly as you did.
Because like,
it's the Totodile duel.
The Totodile duel. I gave it 2 Voltorbs because it was at least made competently enough that I could get through it without being in pain. But your criticisms are totally valid.
Because it's made competently enough because the technique is done well. Like, all the animation goes together. The storyline is also, like, different and, like, has stakes at it. But the storyline is fucking corrupt. First of all, let me just describe the show. Just to fucking illustrate why I hate this episode so much. Ash complain like a little shithead about fishing for a Pokemon because he actually has to do work for it. Misty says, "Oh no, it's fine. Here, let me use this super bait thing and it'll help attract more Pokemon." It does. A fucking Totodile shows up in the wild. Ash interrupts Misty's battle because it's fucking Misty's battle. Interrupts Misty's battle to throw a Pokeball at it without fucking fighting it at all. The Totodile breaks out and Ash is like, "What the fuck?" Totodile has like a catch rate of like 3, I think. Like, if you look in the game data.
It's hard to compare that to like a practical use because it's not available in the wild in the games.
But like, and so Ash complains when it breaks out, and he's like, "What the hell? That never happens!" And like, of course it never happens, Ash, because you don't fucking catch Pokemon. Like, stop saying you can catch 10 Pokemon in an hour when you don't! You don't, Ash! Shut the fuck up! So, then, they eventually catch the Totodile, because it was caught in the bush, and they both used,
the same
ball, they have to fight over who gets it. So, in a fucking not tilted way of figuring it out, Brock and Ash decide that they should have a Pokemon battle over it. Misty hasn't had a fucking Pokemon battle since, like, Kanto. No, I'm sorry. One in Orange Islands. That she lost. So...
Not to mention, she only has Water-type Pokemon, and Ash has at least 3 Pokemon with direct type advantages against...
Exactly!
Like, it's not a fair matchup at all.
It's not! Like, if this was, like, a swimming contest, that wouldn't be fair, because Misty would probably kick the shit out of Ash, because every time Ash goes in water, he fucking drowns! So... So they battle over it, Ash obviously wins... Team Rocket shows up and they're like, "Oh shit, a Totodile!" And then they get blasted off on bullshit memes, and it's a bad episode because the story is fucking bullshit.
I totally acquiesce. You are completely right with that. And you know something? It would have been a much more interesting episode if they had figured out another way for Ash to get Totodile instead of just battling.
It would have been an interesting episode if Ash actually had a claim to Totodile in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many opportunities in this goddamn show for you to put in a goddamn Pokemon battle, and you never do, except for the one time when it doesn't make any sense to put one in.
Mm-mm. Or it's completely disadvantageous to one of the characters.
You want to try that word again?
Disadvantageous to one of the characters.
There you go.
What did I say? Advantageous?
You said, like, disadvantageous.
It would be completely disadvantageous for one of the characters. Yeah.
There you go. All right, number 7 is Grin to Win. And I felt like we really had to include this one because we referenced it so many times after we reviewed it.
Yeah.
And it just kind of highlights...
More bullshit.
It just highlights everything wrong with this season, really.
Hey, that Sunflower got the opportunity to use an attack. Therefore, it automatically gets to win. Fuck off, no! Let all the other Sunflower use Solar Beam. If that tall-ass Sunflower used the Solar Beam, then it would win so fucking much because of all the fucking stored up sunlight it probably has.
This is Generation 2, by the way. Solar Beam is one of, like, 7 moves that Sunflora gets. Everyone should be able to use their Sunflora's Solar Beam if they've trained it at all. But even aside from that, one of the only, like, plot threads in this whole episode is that the Sunflora is sad that it doesn't get to be with its friend, which they resolve in 2 seconds.
When they actually take the time to resolve it, yeah, it's done, like, instantly.
Yeah. Like, they set it up to be, like, a big problem, like, oh, man, we traded over to this guy, and, oh, man, he get way over here, and then they go there, and it's like, oh, it's right here, and then we're done. It's so goddamn stupid.
Like, if it lived in, like, the next town over, that would be like, okay.
We actually have to go somewhere.
But no, it's literally right fucking there.
Why they even have that in the plot if you're not going to make that a part of the fucking plot, you idiots?
Also, that one guy was drawn really weird.
He was, yeah. I remember that. He did look like he was part of the show.
He should have won, honestly, because like, then he would have had something going for him.
I mean, clearly he like was at a disadvantage because he was coming here from another anime to compete in this competition.
That shows how hard he's working.
That's just how hard he's working. Number 6.
Snubble Snobbery.
Snubble Snobbery.
Yay, pet abuse.
Yeah. I remember that when we were watching this, we both had like really big issues with this episode.
And they were very different.
Yes.
Like, I thought Brock was on the right side, and this lady's being a bitch. You thought Brock was being too much of a dick.
I did. I thought he was being too confrontational about it. But, no matter which way you look at it...
It's a bad episode.
This is a bad episode. This lady is clearly abusing her Pokemon, and Ash and crew aren't really doing anything. Brock is. But Ash and Misty are just like, whatever.
Yeah, Brock's right. Sure.
Like, they don't really give a shit. Not to mention, this lady is, like, super fucking annoying, and the animation was, like, very sloppy in this one.
This is another case of characters from other anime syndrome. Because that lady was, like, very cartoony looking.
Yeah.
And, like, that other rich lady was, like, super skinny and also weird looking. It was just...
But the biggest reason why this is one of the worst episodes of the season is because the entire message of this episode...
Gets thrown out the window.
Gets thrown out the goddamn window. Which, like, what the fuck are you even thinking, show?
Lady, you can treat your Pokemon battle. Oh, okay, I will. And then someone just runs off anyway.
Yeah. The entire point is lost. It's like telling your kids, hey, treat your dog right and it won't run away. And then at the end of the episode, it runs fucking away.
Like if that lady gave the Snubble like a Meowth tail toy or something, problem solved.
Yeah. Plus, we wouldn't have to deal with Snubble showing up in every other goddamn episode like goddamn Jigglypuff.
Yeah, no. Snubble is the Jigglypuff of,
Why? What's going on with the fairy? With the fairy, the retcon fairy.
I don't know. So,
like, why is it them?
So what's it gonna be? 3rd generation? Mawile?
I guess. I don't know.
Jesus.
All right, number 5 is the whistle stop. Excuse me, the stop.
Yeah.
The whistle stop.
We have honorable mentions for this list, first of all, folks.
We have so many honorable mentions.
A lot of them are because of Orange Island Syndrome.
Yeah. Which,
for those joining us for the first time, is when Ash and crew meet a character who has some random job, and then they're like, oh, let's help or observe with that. And then that's the episode.
It's not even let's help. It's just, we're going to watch you do your job, really. And then Team Rocket comes in to give this thing goddamn plot, and even then you're like, I don't give a fuck?
And this episode is the fucking epitome.
It really is.
Of an Orange Islands episode.
It really is. It's almost more of an Orange Islands episode than the Orange Islands episode. Because the Letty Ba are fucking, like, uninteresting. I'm sorry, they're not interesting.
When they were baby Letty Ba in that flashback, they were adorable.
Yeah, that was the only time.
And now they're like robots, and they just like learn by...
They pollinate flowers. That's the whole thing.
Like, you know, I don't care. I don't fucking care.
I don't care. At least, like, make it... I don't know, maybe they put out fires. I don't give a fuck. Maybe they dig giant holes.
Hey, you know what? When the character of the day showed up, but either way, I think she had a stupid name that like meant something with whatever she did. I don't know. I don't fucking care.
Because that's how it always works.
When the character showed up, she was like in like a little swing being held by the Ladybug, and they were flying. That would have been a cool fucking job if she was like a Ladybug escort service.
Yeah, you had another better position for the Ladybug within your episode that you didn't use. I don't understand the logic here, Nick.
And like her takeaway at the end of the episode is, oh, I don't need the whistle to fucking like control the Ladybug, but like she still does.
I think one of the ways that you can gauge how good an episode is in this show is if this was the first episode you chose to show another person to introduce them to Pokemon. They wouldn't want to watch. Oh my god.
They'd be like, "This is this, why is this?
What is this? What are you showing me? They're ladybugs that they pollinate. This is Snoozeville. Man.
Okay, I'm just gonna watch Cosmos where I can learn like actual science things.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch like Planet Earth. Like, what the fuck are you doing, showing me this garbage?
And that's how we lost the third PokéBear, Clarence.
Clarence. Number 4.
Bout with Sprout. So Ash isn't a dick in this episode.
No. If anything, he was completely, like, overly reasonable.
It's because they introduce Uber Ash.
Like,
who is the epitome of everything wrong with Ash when he's in a bad episode.
Yes.
Fucking, Zachy,
God.
Timmy?
Zachy.
Here's a kid who's going to be a criminal in the fucking future because he's, like, trying to steal Pikachu.
Yes.
And, like, what does he get?
Like,
a slap on the wrist?
Like, yeah. No, he doesn't even get a smack on the wrist. They're just like, oh, yeah.
You have a Bellsprout now.
You have a Bellsprout. Like, he gets rewarded for trying to steal Pokemon. They should have been like, you know, we were going to let you have a Pokemon, Zachy, but because you kept trying to steal them, and that's not cool, you don't get one now.
You don't get one. You have to wait till you're 10 now.
Yeah. That's another thing. This kid's like fucking 8 or something.
Like younger than that, probably.
Yeah, this is fucking Christ. So the problem with this episode is that this kid is fucking annoying as shit, and he's stupid, and just so mean-spirited, and he's everything wrong with this episode.
Yeah, no.
He is what's wrong with this episode.
If that kid wasn't in this episode, it would just be probably another Orange Islands episode.
Yeah, it'd just be really bland and stupid. And this, like, they have something from the games, which is really goddamn rare in this show.
Yeah, the Pokemon school.
And the Sprout Tower, too.
And the Sprout Tower.
And they don't elaborate on any of those,
like,
either
where
of those
the fucking
things.
sages from
Yeah.
Sprout Tower.
You don't explore the tower at all. You don't, like, say, here's the mythology that, like, is in our fucking world or anything. You don't go to the school and be like, here's how some people learn about... I mean, I fucking hated the episode School of Hard Knocks because of how terribly made it was.
But it was lore friendly.
But it at least had fucking lore and expanded on the universe a little bit.
This was just like fucking whiny ass bitch
kid.
Like just fucking being a whiny ass bitch kid.
And he runs away, and the teacher looks at Ash and's like, "Oh, can you go get him?" I don't want to do my goddamn job.
What was the teacher gonna do if there weren't any Pokemon trainers who just happened to be passing?
I know. What was she doing?
What was her game plan? Did she have a curriculum?
And why is she not keeping track of her fucking kids and keeping them from running away?
There needs to be consequences.
God damn it. Number 3. So this one's bad in an almost completely opposite way. Number 3 is going apricorn.
Why opposite? Because I was about to say it's almost the same thing.
Why? Okay, why is it almost the same thing?
You have another fucking terrible character there. Gloigajoid is going around saying, "No, you can't fucking pick this apricot. I'm gonna rip your head off. It's not ripe. It's not ripe. It's not ripe."
But going apricorn, also it's apricorn, not apricorn. Otherwise, the title doesn't make sense. You forget that.
Well, I refuse to call it apricorn at this point. It's apricorn.
Yes, but in this, going apricorn doesn't have a goddamn plot. Is a thing. The whole plot is let's pick some apricorns. That's the fucking plot.
Hey, they get Pokeballs at the end of it at least. One each. Which, that was not worth it at all.
Nick, think about it. We have episodes in this goddamn show
where pitches a Pineco.
We have episodes in this goddamn show where Ash has to deal with, like, his loss. Like, trying so hard for, like, a year, and then he loses at his very zenith. We have episodes in this show that expand on the backgrounds and backstories of characters and how their bonds mold together. This episode is about fucking getting a single Pokeball!
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I can't really argue that. Wait, is this the one where Kurt also... Is this the one where they also give Kurt the GS ball?
Yep.
Yep, okay.
Number 2?
Never fucking brought up again. This is the last time we see a GS ball.
God damn it. This episode was so dull and stupid, too. Like, the pacing of this one was goddamn miserable.
Like,
It's just, like, almost impossible to watch that one.
I also want to know what happened to green apricorns. Like, what are
because
they?
They weren't
in this.
They weren't in it at all.
Because they would introduce brainwashing.
I mean, hey, if you're gonna fucking have an entire episode where you just go to a different tree and go, look, that's an apricorn. Why not have them all?
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, why fucking not? I mean, that's the entire point of your episode, and you missed one. So you didn't even do a good job at that.
Nah, it was... God.
Number 2, and Nick, again, I'm gonna let you take this one because you were definitely the more passionate one about this one.
Number 2 is the firing squad.
No. Number 2 is the firing squad.
Okay. Fuck off. Same fucking... I'm not gonna give this episode the fucking validation it wants. Squirtle had one of the genuinely most awesome personalities of Ash's Pokemon. He was outgoing. He was jolly.
Whenever he was on screen, which was rare, to be fair.
Yeah. He didn't get a lot of chances to shine, but when he did shine.
Yeah.
And what do they do? What do they do with this fucking charismatic, shade-wearing motherfucker? They offhandedly say, hey, you should stay with the Squirtle team, and then they don't fucking, like, do anything else with him. Like, they just no fucking ceremony. Butterfree had more of a fucking ceremony than this Squirtle, and Butterfree was in 17 episodes. Ash, do you fucking need to even participate in this firefighting squad? Like, why even bother if all you're gonna put in is a Pikachu, a Squirtle, and then a fucking Staryu and Psyduck.
That aren't even yours.
Yeah, like, stop being a fucking child, Ash. This is the day of. You can't sign up soon.
Ash doesn't need to participate in every goddamn fucking thing, by the way.
I like how he gets eliminated in the first round, because that's fucking realistic.
Yes, I agree.
But they spat on Squirtle. They gave him no fucking respect in this. Like, it's like, well, Squirtle, I guess he can stay. Like, bye. Like, if this were Bulbasaur, or if this were Charizard...
And it's even more annoying because they had the Charizard episode, like, 8 episodes prior to that, maybe less?
And that was a beautiful episode. Because, like, Ash fucking had feelings. None of them are present with the Squirtle.
It's just like the contrast between those 2 episodes shows everything right and everything wrong with the show in those 2 moments.
So, Bulbasaur was given the opportunity to evolve, and he never did. And he didn't want to, because Bulbasaur's a little brat. Charizard is a Charizard. Squirtle, no fucking opportunity to evolve. Nothing. Squirtle got nothing, and yet he was so happy. Like, Ash doesn't deserve Squirtle, and I guess he doesn't have him anymore. but not in the fucking way that he should not have him in. Like, this is...
Just imagine, like, if another show did this in this way. Like, imagine if this was Krillin from Dragon Ball. And then in one episode, towards the end of the series, towards the end of Dragon Ball, they say offhand, hey, man, you want to just go hang out with them? Because, like, we don't really need you in here.
Bye. Bye, Krillin.
No, don't say goodbye too long.
Don't say bye. Just bye. Okay,
bye.
We're leaving.
Just bye. Guys, I don't really want to leave. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I think he blew out the mic that time. Yeah, no.
It's disheartening.
It's disheartening for one of Ash's best Pokemon.
So before we move on to the worst episode of the season, do you want to tackle some of these honorable mentions? Just really quick.
Real quick.
Because we had... Okay, so I made a spreadsheet of, like I always do, of all of our scores from each episode. And compared to the episodes with the best average score and the episodes with the worst average score, the episodes with the worst average score ran 14 episodes that had roughly the same average score between the two of us.
Yeah.
Whereas the best only had 11.
That's sad.
It's really sad for this season. Not to mention the average score was way worse than, like, the good score was good, if that makes sense.
What was it?
Well, because the worst episodes only span 2 average scores. 1.5 and 1, whereas the best episodes went from, like, 2.75 to 4.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. Honorable mentions. Roll on Pokemon. Orange Islands
episode. It was dumb. It was forgettable. That was the biggest sin for that one. It's so fucking forgettable.
The one scene I liked in it was the fucking flashback of Meowth listening in on the two random dudes. And I think I only like it because of, like, the joke I did with it.
Yeah.
Where, like, you want to have gay sex now? It's like, yeah, because that's how conversations work. Like... And then once in a blue moon. Not an Orange Islands episode.
Not an Orange Islands episode.
It's just boring.
Yeah, it's dumb. This was like the complete opposite of one of those other episodes that had... This was complete opposite of Bout with Sprout, which was, like, no lore, all, like, a single character we're following around and doing bullshit with.
All lore.
All lore and nothing else. They have the GS ball. That's a weak way for us to continue on with this thing. We even know we're going to get it back at the end, so there's no fucking stakes.
Getting the bugs out.
This one had a unique problem, though. For this show, normally our problem is, like, there's not enough action. This one is... There's only action.
There's only action, and it's bullshit action. It's little children pretending to play Pokemon.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Look at my Scyther. He's using Sword Stance, so that means he's immune to fire.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, if my Pokemon spins while also using fire, my fire can hit your spinning.
That also doesn't make sense.
Like, bow. Dodge, it's a quill. Dodge.
God damn it. Not to mention, there's absolutely no character with Bugsy at all.
No.
Like, he's just...
Like, we complained about Falconer.
Yeah.
But Bugsy's literally like a
He's a
robot.
prop.
He's a robot, man.
He had, like, one line that was charismatic where he was stuck in the tree. That was it. And again, imagine if, like, you introduced someone to Pokemon with this episode. Like, they might enjoy the battle, but they'd be like, oh, who's this guy? I kind of want to learn more about him. And be like, oh, well, this is literally the only episode he's in. And they'd be like, what? Are you sure? Because he didn't do anything. Here's how they could have done this. They went through that goddamn forest. Why couldn't they meet Bugsy in the forest? And Bugsy could have helped them out. And then, like, traveled with them to fucking this town. And then he's like, oh, by the way, I'm the fucking gym leader, bitch.
And Ash would be like, whoa!
Whoa! Like they did with Misty, basically.
I think Bugsy's voice was also too annoying, though.
It was a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
And then the other honorable mention being Foul Weather Friends.
Another Orange Islands episode.
Mostly because Nick disliked this one a little bit more than I did. Because I didn't find it super painful. But it's still pretty goddamn stupid. Especially with that tornado.
Why are they trying to stop Hoppip from doing a thing they do naturally in the wild? Like,
which is just to float away on the wind.
Float away on the wind.
Yeah.
They're part flying type.
It'd be like,
let them do it.
Oh, fuck, the frog is drowning. Get it out of the water. Get it out of the water.
No, it'll be that. It's more akin to, oh fuck, that fish is drowning. Get it out of the water.
So, the worst episode, and I think we spoiled this already when we reviewed this episode.
Yeah.
But the worst episode of this entire season,
Tunnel vision.
Tunnel Vision, hands down, the most infuriating, aggravating, insulting, insipid, mindless, stupid episode in this whole season.
Granted, it doesn't have the trifecta of a bad Pokemon episode because Togepi doesn't go missing, but it has Jigglypuff. Team Rocket is being stupid, and to compensate for Togepi not going missing, they have Snubbull. So they have both Snubbull and Jigglypuff in this. And Jigglypuff, what? Jigglypuff just, what? Why? Why do they have Jigglypuff? Why are they helping Jigglypuff?
It's never been more apparent. Why are they helping Jigglypuff? It's never been more apparent to me in any episode of this show that they had no ideas for what to do with this goddamn episode. None.
I will give this episode one validation point. Because Ash said, oh, well, this shouldn't be a problem to get through the Onyx Tunnel because I have my Squirtle. I don't. Just got rid of that. God damn it, what am I doing? I'll give that one validation point, but everything else is shit.
Everything else is really goddamn stupid. Everything. Like, Team Rocket's out of character with how, like, Meowth assumes that they hate him now. Even though it was clearly a joke.
Why can't Victory Bell fucking take down an Onyx?
Why can't Victory Bell take down a fucking Onyx? Like, are you kidding me? Like, there's just so many things in this fucking episode that doesn't add up.
I don't think... Actually, hold on. To go back to the Victory Bell thing. I don't think the show's actually addressed that Grass is super effective against Rock. I don't think in every episode of Rock Pokemon's been in, it's either been taken down by water or for some random reason fire.
That's fucking true. Or electric.
Or electric. Yeah.
That's fucking true.
Never grass.
Never grass. I don't think we have, like, collectively been more annoyed or angry at an episode than we were when we were watching, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 episodes in the Kanto season.
No, there were some episodes in Kanto.
Even then, though, like, this is one of the angriest we both have been while watching an episode, because there was no fucking reason to include Jigglypuff and Snubbull, but Jigglypuff at all in this goddamn thing.
Because Snubbull's at least the Jigglypuff of this region.
Yeah, like Snubbull, it's I still would fucking hate it even if it had just been Snubbull. But Snubbull would have made more sense because we had been seeing the fucking thing pop up really stupidly, by the way, throughout the entire season. Like, it wouldn't have been good, but it still would have made sense. The Jigglypuff didn't make any goddamn sense because it hadn't really been in the show in like 80 episodes.
And when it does, it's like fucking retarded.
Yeah.
It's going down like Team Rocket's like in one scene. Team Rocket's dug a bunch of holes, and Jigglypuff for no reason is like keeps falling down the holes. And Brock and Ash are like, oh no, grab and put Jigglypuff out of the hole with Bulbasaur, and then Jigglypuff's meh, and then goes down another hole. Like what? Why? That's a gag. That's so fucking stupid. Like, that's equivalent to the fucking blimp going back and forth like...
From a scare in the air?
From a scare in the air.
God damn this episode, man.
And when they give Jigglypuff the fucking mic, then they realize, oh fuck, what have we done? They knew because throughout all of Orange Islands, they were running away from the fucking thing.
It doesn't make sense for them to do anything except for run away from this thing. Why?
But it's so sad, Forrest.
I don't give a fuck. I
Sad.
don't give a fuck. If Jeffrey Dahmer walked in and he was like, I'm so sad, guys, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here!
Is Jeffrey Dahmer dead?
I think he is. I think he did. I think he got... Didn't he get killed while he was in prison by someone?
Yeah.
Didn't someone, like, bash his brains in?
Yeah,
Isn't
I think
that thing?
so. Yeah. Yeah, I saw Broken Boardman last night, and Jeffrey Dahmer was in the hell scene. Yeah.
Now I have an image in my head of someone bashing in Jigglypuff's brains. And it's making me happy.
And what's great is that Jigglypuff's basically a head, so it's like the whole thing. So that was the worst episode.
That was the worst episode. Those were our list of the worst episodes from the Johto Journeys. It's always good to get that out of the system first,
Yeah.
I think. It's just cleanse your palate. Let's take a break.
Let's
and
take a break.
Then we'll do the best. You ready for 10th best of Johto Journeys?
Yeah. Let's.
And we're the first couple. We're not gonna start off fairly strong here. First couple are gonna be.
It's the top 10 purely because it's a top 10 list.
Yeah, I mean, it should be top 8, but hey, I at least like hot matches. Our 10th best ranked episode of the series. That was the entire reason why it makes this list, because I gave it 3 Voltorbs.
What did I give it to?
2.5.
2.5? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
With this one and our one honorable mention that we have are the only 11 episodes that we gave where at least one of us gave at least 3 Voltorbs to. Every other episode we gave 2.5 or lower.
Damn.
Isn't that sad?
That is sad.
It's pretty sad. So hot matches. Ash trains Cyndaquil, and there's some pretty good battles in it. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? Comparatively, alright. It has a narrative arc with Ash trying to train up his Cyndaquil to not be a little lazy piece of shit.
I wish Brock had more, like, sticks in this, because, like, yeah, he battles, but, like, because Vulpix never battles, it dies in one hit, and then Brock's like, oh, well.
Yeah. Brock is not good at battling in the show, is he?
He's not good at battling, and he doesn't address it.
And he doesn't address it.
Like, he should be like, man, I really should try and raise Vulpix, shouldn't you? And Vulpix is like, yeah. You know, it's funny, I've actually always wanted 9 tails, so I don't know if we can, how to do that. And Brock's like, oh, shit, I don't know either. And then that's the end of that.
He's a breeder. He should be, like, training up his Pokemon so they can evolve and then, like, be, like, cool. And...
No, he's a breeder, not an evolver.
That doesn't make...
If anything, Brock should be trying to figure out that baby Vulpix that was in the pre-alpha version of Gold and Silver.
This is a good episode.
I mean, it is a good episode. I'm just making fun of it.
It is. I mean, it's easy to make fun of. The Skarmory was cool. It had an intimidating presence in this episode. So there's that.
Apparently, it's very light though, because Brock was able to catch it and not die.
Number 9.
Number 9. For crying out loud!
Again, this one is. You had a worse seasonal average for your scores than I did for once.
I think because like the things that irk me were more present in this season than the things that irk you.
Yeah.
Because like animation and stuff was better in this season.
Yeah.
And that usually doesn't bother me. Like when animation's but it's when the characters like are crying or are incessant. That's when I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So this Meryl's a piece of shit.
But the Meryl like. And Meryl and Misty have a good bond, and it's a good Misty episode, and that's why I liked it. Like it actually had some character stuff from Misty, which I will give the episode. Like for me, an Orphan episode to be good, it has to have a narrative arc. It has to have a reason for me to return to it later and be like, okay, yeah, that was a good thing.
And I'll give you Misty had arc in this. This was a good not Ash episode. This
was one of the few times in the entire season that Misty had like character development of any kind, honestly.
This also was one of the episodes that Beedrill were in for no fucking reason at all.
That's true, but it started it, I think. It was the catalyst. Well, actually, I guess that really early episode, like the 3rd episode or whatever, with
That's
Metapod.
The catalyst.
That was the catalyst. This one was like, oh yeah, hey, remember we could do that. Let's do that.
This one was a spark. This one was
the spark that lit a big flame.
The spark that lit a big flame.
Yes, but it had good character stuff with Misty, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to number 8.
Number 8 is the superhero secret.
Yeah, Gligar Man!
Gligar Man!
The show has its own lore with a fucking comic book character.
The show has its own lore with a comic book character, and like apparently he's known throughout the world, but how come like they've never heard of this guy before?
I know,
how come
right?
Professor Oak was like, oh, you're going to Johto? Ah,
that's where Gligar Man.
For me.
Yeah. Like imagine if like fucking Columbus, Ohio had its own superhero that originated there and fought in Columbus, Ohio. And you were like, man, I'm going to go to Columbus. Wouldn't the first thing that comes out of someone's mouth be, oh, yeah, that's where Smog Man lives.
Smog Man? Why does he live in Columbus, Ohio and not fucking Los Angeles and New York?
Well, I don't know, but hey, he's there and he fights with the powers of smog. That's pretty cool.
He'd be too powerful in Los Angeles, I guess.
I hear he's really big there. It'd be like going to Miami and Orlando, It'd be like going to Orlando, Florida, and no one mentioning Disney World at all. I mean, that's kind of like how big that character is there. But it had good lore and mythology.
It had good lore, and the characters of the day were actually interesting.
They were.
And he's a cowboy. So
and he's a cowboy, yeah. Why is it
the fifth cowboy, I think.
I think what it is that the Japanese creators wanted to make an American character.
And in order to do that, you make him a cowboy. Because that is unequivocally American.
American, yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it had a fun tone and
It had fun tone. Team Rocket was awesome.
Team Rocket was so good.
That fucking spinner rack robot.
Yeah, man. The Metapod costumes, which I could never... I really did. I tried to find some reason for why they were dressed as Metapods. Like, if there was some kind of reference to Japanese... I couldn't find anything. I still say, if you can figure out what the fuck was going on with those Metapod costumes, please let me know.
You get 50,000 PokéBear points.
You get 50,000 PokéBear points. At this point, I'm kind of just thinking they're like, let's make them Metapods.
Let's make them Metapods.
Metapods
They're sad looking.
Yeah, Metapods are inherently funny. Let's just make them Metapods. So yeah, but it's a fun episode. As is our number 7 pick,
which is Thanks a lot.
Where Togepi gets trapped in a tank and it's gonna mow down everybody and they have to find a way to stop it.
So Togepi goes missing, but they actually do something with the Togepi goes missing line.
And they do something with Team Rocket's fucking endless supply of giant robots from Pokemon IKEA.
And they explain how they got this one, right? It's because they all had to do odd jobs and shit like that.
I think this was one where they had to do odd jobs in order to get the...
Arbok.
Because that's why they didn't want to just destroy it. The Arbok robot. Tank. Excuse me, the Arbok tank.
No. This episode was just it was just funny.
It was just a good, it was just a good time. It was really well paced too, which is another thing.
It was well paced, and they introduced a big stake at the end. Because it's about to mow over a fucking town.
But hey, they managed to catch it just in time. And then we had Brock and Ash and Misty dressing up like military personnel to try to figure out a way.
And the Sentry are adorable.
Yeah, exactly. It is just one of those episodes that you can just have fun with.
Yeah. This is a good episode to show someone for the first time.
Exactly. This show really needs more episodes like this where you can just have fun. Because I think one of the things that gets in the way the most is they try to take themselves and their formula way too fucking seriously, and their world building way too fucking seriously, with the whistle stop.
No, yeah, we don't need that. We don't need more characters. We just need more situations.
That is a very good way to put it, Nick.
Thank you.
That is such a good way to put it. Because if you notice, a lot of our top ranked episodes consistently are
they're
just
about the actual characters.
Inside situations.
Yeah.
That's what they become about.
And a lot of our worst ones are either
the exact opposite.
Yeah, the exact opposite. They introduce random characters
with no situations. They're just up. Here we go. We're gonna follow our Nurse Joy for 45 goddamn minutes. I know it's a 20-minute show, but goddamn, that felt like 45 goddamn minutes.
Oh look, this wild fucking kid in the wild and his
Don't even bring that one up. No, we're on the best episodes part of this show.
I'm just saying.
Do not bring up that fucking episode. You couldn't find him? He was right there! How far away could he get? Number 6. God damn it, Nick. Fucking Christ.
Number 6. Wired.
I don't bring up Jigglypuff when we're talking about goddamn shit.
Wired for battle.
I don't bring up how Squirtle just got sent away for no reason.
Say, we were talking about the Infinity Move.
Don't bring up my trigger points, man! Wired for Battle is number 6.
Wired for Battle.
I think the main reason why we like this episode so much was because it had a really good battle that was part of the fucking overall story and arc and character motivations of this thing.
That was a fucking sweet-ass battle between Heracross
and
Caesar.
And it was a good battle. Fuck, I forgot that Heracross was in this show. They just kind of got...
Yeah, remember Heracross?
I mean, that's how you get rid of a Pokemon, by the way. You just kind of leave him in the box. But... it kind of sucks that he's not in the show right now.
At least he wasn't released.
Exactly.
He wasn't released.
Oh my god, could you imagine that episode Oh wow, Heracross, we really... Oh shit, we're running low on time. We're gonna miss you.
Here's your fucking collage, and like 5 out of 6 of them are him sucking the sap out of Bulbasaur's thing.
But this episode had a good battle, a decent character,
and he learned his fucking lesson.
And he learned a fucking lesson, and it was like exciting, and you had stakes, and like you could get involved with the fucking thing.
The only thing I didn't like is that he was a piece of shit, and like in regards to Blade is even stronger than Masters Caesar.
Yeah,
who had a fucking sweet ass name. I think Muramasa.
Yeah. Doesn't that suck?
That does suck. Like, I wanted Muramasa to just fucking destroy Blade.
I know. That would have been a really cool way for the end too, but in a way it makes even more sense
for
that
Ash,
just some random person to come in with just like a clearly inferior like not clearly inferior, but I mean
but they're I see what you mean. Like Caesar is competitively like one of the best Pokemon.
Yeah. Heracross is definitely not bad at all, but
he's not god tier like Caesar is.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, it's just a good episode.
Especially in Gen 2.
Our number 5 pick, I think the main reason why we picked number 5 was because Laugh for Laugh, it might be one of the best
Laugh for Laugh.
Best times we've had.
And it's like, it's the mascot episode of the PokéBears.
Yeah, for real though, yeah.
Just a bunch of bears firing lasers while having sex. Get the fuck out, kids! It's mating season. Oh, you switched your girl characters with each other? Oh, too bad. Get the fuck out.
Do we even really need to say anything more about it? Like, it's not even like it was that memorable, but the stuff about it that was memorable,
it's the best.
It's just so good. Like, I just have such a good time remembering that shit, man.
Yeah, no, that's all we need to say.
I mean, it's enjoyable. Yeah, it's enjoyable. Like, go watch the episode right now. Like, fucking just go do it.
Just go do it.
Like, if you haven't seen the episode, do it. Go watch it. Go watch it. And then watch the rest of these, because they're all good. Number 4, Ignorance is Blissey.
Ignorance is Blissey. About fucking time, Jesse.
I know. It's our token Team Rocket, like,
good
development
episode of the season.
Yeah. I guess, like, the worst in comparison to its ranking out of all the other episodes from the season that we gave good scores to. Yeah. Because it's the weakest out of the 4...
Out of the 4 or 3.5s?
Well, I was going to say out of the 4 good Team Rocket episodes we have, is probably the weakest one.
Oh, I see. It's the weakest of the 4 group Team Rocket episodes.
Gotcha. Among Meowth Rules, Go West Young Meowth,
the Holy Matrimony,
and this one is the weakest, but it's still a really good episode. And it's mostly because, like, it's such an emotionally poignant moment when that Blissey is trying to go hug Jessie.
And Jessie's like, no, get the fuck away.
You have to be our enemy so we don't get you in trouble, you idiot. Not to mention, it's hilarious that Blissey gave them not just some food, all the food.
Licky tongue, you slam, but softly.
But softly, don't hurt her too much. Yeah, it's a good backstory episode.
It's a good backstory episode. The Team Rocket battle is like one of the best battles.
Yeah.
Fuck Ash.
Fuck Ash.
Fuck Ash. Like, oh yeah, this Blissey deserves to get beaten right now.
He was so mad. He was so hangry.
Oh, okay. Team Rocket's basically defeated. Great. Pikachu, you Thunderbolt. Get the fuck out. Get them the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just, it had such a good, like, just a good emotional payoff in this one, I think is what makes it so good.
The emotional payoff, and Jessie finally gets some closure.
Exactly. That wasn't she eats snow.
That wasn't snow. I had to pretend that snow was delectable food.
Which is just fucking sad.
That's fucking sad, and, like, it's nothing. Like, it's just a sad nothing.
So is. Number 3 might be my second favorite episode of this whole season.
Yeah.
But we had a hard time ranking number 3 and number 2 anyway. Because they're both really fucking good for almost the same reasons.
Just very dynamic characters.
Very dynamic characters. Number 3 is the Double Trouble header. And oh my god, this is by far, by a very wide margin, my favorite character of the day.
Oh,
I
definitely.
fucking love this character so much. Like when I think about what's good about this season, she's literally the first thing I think about was this fun, charismatic character. Like
this
she
baseball loving, cheering, new
energetic.
trainer.
Yeah, like she's everything that's good about Pokemon. That everything that the good episodes need to have in them.
And yeah, technically you can have a Charizard battle against a new trainer, but should you?
Exactly.
No. Team Rocket is kind of right.
Team Rocket is so right, and that's what makes it even more interesting is that we watch Team Rocket kind of manipulate this poor girl. And like
logic.
We as the audience know better, but at the same time we're like they have a point. Like there's a reason why Ash was like kind of a jerk to her.
But then they make up in the end. Casey's like, okay, I'm gonna fucking train it, and when you send me out that Charizard, I'm gonna fucking rake its snack out.
I really, 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 really hope that we see this character again. I think you told me we do.
We do. She shows up later.
So
I don't know if she shows up against... I don't know if she sees Ash again. I just know she is in spin-off episodes.
Almost the entire reason why I love this episode is because of her, but she's not the only thing. But I really love this character.
I mean, Team Rocket had an interesting
they were very entertaining
plot in this. They rigged up a whole baseball stadium to fight them.
Yeah. It's a good episode.
Yeah, it's just a good episode.
Number 2? Jesus Christ, it was hard
The Fortune Hunters.
It was so hard ranking these two, number 3 and number 2, because they're so good for such similar reasons.
Here's all the charisma that Casey has. Let's just fucking give it to James in this episode, because he's a fucking Moltres type.
And maybe it's just because like we watched this one more recently that we can give this one a higher spot than Casey's episode. But oh my god, James was so fucking interesting and engaging and funny in this episode.
Listen, Botch, I won't listen to you. I am a flaming magnificent Moltres type. Bow before me.
My name's Butch.
I don't fucking give a shit. You were named whatever I name you, bitch. Like that's your new name. Deal with it.
Yeah, of all the episodes that you could just have fun with, can't you just have fun with this one?
Yeah,
isn't this just like so much? Like just watching, and I think that's another thing that gives this one the edge is that watching James, who we know is so charismatic already, go that extra charismatic leap in this episode.
James evolved in this episode.
It's just so great.
And I do want to know, like, what my fortune is. This episode's got me curious.
I know.
Like, it has bullshit lore, but it's, like, lore.
It's lore, and it's fun. God damn it, it's interesting and engaging.
My one thing is, don't make the daycare couple evil.
Yeah, right?
Don't make them just Butch and Cassidy. Like, why couldn't they have just been tied off in a rope in the basement somewhere? That's the one thing.
That is the only thing.
And it's a nitpicky thing.
All right, Nick, you want to talk about our honorable mention before we move on to the best
honorable mention. Yeah, I do. The singular honorable mention.
God, that sucks. That sucks that we only have one.
Tricks of the Trade.
Tricks of the Trade. It's good. Had good lore.
It's good.
Wobbuffet's interesting.
Wobbuffet, it's the catalyst for Wobbuffet.
Yep. Moving on?
Yeah, moving on.
So sad. That's the only time we've ever only had one honorable mention. But see, like one of the few episodes that we gave like a halfway decent score to, besides the ones we already listened. So, our number 1 episode of this season,
Charizard's burning ambition.
Holy crap! I want to go back and watch this episode.
God,
like oh my god, the animation was fantastic in this one.
The animation was fantastic. Charizard has like character,
so much character,
like
so
more
much
than Pikachu, arguably.
Oh my god, like just his the facial fucking expressions that they give him, the fucking imagery.
God, you're so heavy, Ash, or.
Or him
fuck that Charizard.
Or him waiting out in that pond or whatever for his chance to get inside
the entire night.
Like the fucking pole that you had, you wanted to see him get in there. Like
the fucking Team Rocket robot.
I know the Team Rocket robot. The fact that Team Rocket wanted to see Charizard succeed too. The battles. And this one, arguably some of the best battles in the entire show. And
And
also
one-sided.
and yeah, exactly. And also some of the most one-sided battles, because you don't have to have close battles in order for them to be interesting. They can be one-sided and still have just so much emotional impact and so much very like strategies going on, and like fucking like everything that makes this show works in this episode, with the possible exception being that they had to end. It felt like they had to end the episode very abruptly because of how
They
think,
wanted to keep it in the one episode.
yeah, and I think it's just because of a time constraint that kind of threw it off at the very end there. But it even still kind of worked in its favor because of how Ash had to turn around and run, and you had to freeze frame there, and it just left you with this big like emptiness in your heart, in a good way. This kind of emptiness in your heart that made you like long for more, but you knew that there wasn't going to be any because this was the end of the episode.
This episode had everything that the Fire Eating Squad should have had.
Yes!
I hate that episode because it has none of this.
And the fact that this episode came first makes that other episode even dumber by comparison. This entire episode was about Charizard and Charizard's relationship with Ash and Charizard's inner struggles to become the better version of himself. The Fire Eating Squad was about
Squirtle having to help out his old teammates.
His old teammates, and I guess we gotta get rid of him for that.
Yeah, no, Fire Eating Squad, bullshit.
Bullshit fucking episode.
Like, that was Squirtle like, going back and saying, like...
Not to mention, it had another fucking competition. How many of those do we need in this goddamn show? This one had other lore that it presented with the entire Charizard fucking community. How many fucking competition episodes have we had by this point? We didn't need another one.
No, like...
That's why the Charizard's burning ambitions should be a standard for what makes this show good.
Like, if this were, like, a Charizard competition, this episode would have been so much fucking weaker.
Exactly.
But it's not. It's just a Charizard
because they knew
battlegrounds.
better. Like, it's some of the best writing that we've seen in this show. Like, it's not even my favorite episode from this season. This is one of my, like,
Favorite
3 or 4
episodes.
favorite episodes from the entire show. And it's gonna be hard to top it, to be honest, because it's so goddamn good.
I don't think we can. I'm not sure. Maybe, like, when Ash, like, has bonds with Greninja, maybe? But
Right.
I don't think... That's not for... In this podcast, that's not going to be for another, like, 5 years.
Alright, so, this season, would you say it's... How would you rank it? Like, if we were ranking the top 3 seasons of the Pokemon anime so far, would you rank it ahead of or behind Orange Islands?
Ahead of Orange Islands.
Even though there were more One Voltorb episodes in this season?
There were more One Voltorb episodes, but you remember how we talked about, like, in the beginning of this season, like, how you actually feel feelings? Like, there are emotions.
Yes.
Those One Voltorb episodes, I appreciate more
Yes.
than the army of 2 Voltorbs in Orange Islands.
Yes,
Because that was
so
the most
true.
bland bullshit
So
ever.
true.
Like, there were
So
more
true.
One Voltorb episodes, but there were also more, like, 3 and 4 Voltorb episodes.
There was one.
There's more
Voltorb.
3. There's more 3 Voltorb episodes.
And there were more 3.5. I think in the Orange Islands we had 5 episodes that we gave at least 3. At least one of us gave 3.5 Voltorbs to, and that's not good. Oh, 4, not even 5. 4 episodes. This season we had also 4, but we did have one 4 Voltorb episode.
Yeah, so there you go.
So there we go. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like there was more to be invested in the average episode in this season rather than in Orange Islands. Orange Islands, everything felt so robotic and so bland,
And fucking Tracy.
and Tracy embodies everything that's wrong with the Orange Islands season.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fucking personality in it. There's nothing to be invested in. So it didn't even matter if the episodes were good or bad. They were just there.
But he's gonna sketch it, Forrest.
This season just had so much more range to it than the other season did. So I think that's like the biggest pull for this one over the Orange Islands.
Yeah, no. Now compared to Kanto,
Yeah.
I don't know. Because Kanto is also so much longer than this season specifically.
So much longer with similar problems, but more moments that stood out.
Like
I think.
You know what? Know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna compare it to like the 3 Johto length span of episodes that Kanto had. So compare it to that fucking abysmal gap between Fuchsia City and Cinnabar Island. Easily better. Easily fucking better.
I'll agree with that.
The worst. That's the worst batch ever. Like that batch there, probably. I don't know. Like
right after too. Right after Cinnabar, between Cinnabar and the league itself.
No, that's also fucking terrible.
No, those were some of the worst episodes in the whole show so far.
Yeah. So now, compared to pre-Fuchsia City, I don't know.
That is hard.
I don't know.
Actually, I would go with Kanto for that one.
I'd probably go with Kanto.
There was just so much more going on. Like, because I could remember stuff like the Island of Giant Pokemon and like the St. Anne going under the water and shit.
Like
there's just so much more. The giant tentacle attacking the city. I can remember
there were more episodes connected with each other.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. This one, like, when I think of the Johto journeys, there's just not a lot for me to think about except for like Casey and like individual things like that stood out.
Yeah, Casey,
Charizard,
and Snubbull sticks out to me too, and it shouldn't, but it does.
Yep.
All of Ash's Pokemon are now cute sized. Yeah. They're now fun sized. Like Noctowl's the most menacing thing he's got.
That's sad.
Yeah, that was not the. Actually, was the case in Kanto too.
No, not after Charizard.
No, not after Charizard.
See, Charizard was.
When did what block of Kanto did Charmander evolve? Was it after Fuchsia City? I think it was.
I think it was after Fuchsia. Yeah, it was after Fuchsia because his Charmander fought fucking Golbat.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it was after. That was like one of the few things I was really pulling until the Pokemon League after Fuchsia City was the storyline with Charizard and Ash. Mm-hmm. Besides that, it was so like episodic. It was so aggressively episodic, which is when the show is at its worst. Is when it's just so fucking episodic.
Mm-hmm. Continual storylines are what make Pokemon good.
Yeah,
they should embrace that more.
Yeah,
I think they might actually. I think there are some multi-episode arcs coming up.
Good. Like, become more invested with your own characters that you're establishing.
Like, give them storyline.
Yeah, rather than just falling around fucking girl with her Lettyball and a whistle. Like, it's just not... That's not compelling. Charizard finding the strength to, like, stand there and prove himself to the other Charizard, that's compelling.
When you know you're the weakest, but have to prove yourself, that gives you so much more character depth.
Yeah, exactly. That stuff's compelling.
Like, I think I like the emotional stuff in this season the most so far.
Like
the emotional upbringing.
Yeah.
That everything that the good episodes brought.
Yeah.
Was like some of the strongest we've seen in the show so far.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that really makes this season stand out above Orange Islands more than, even though like the ratings that we gave the good episodes are kind of, or the amount of good ratings we gave to similar episodes, to good episodes are similar. The fact that the good moments in this season stood out so much more than any good moments in Orange Islands is what really sets it apart from Orange Islands.
Johto's whole theme is purity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these episodes do, I think. It's purity.
We'll move on to Pokemon of the Day?
Let's move on to Pokemon of the Day.
All right, Nick. It is time for that time. The time that it's time for is the Pokemon of the Day.
Okay, so...
Now, you have to pick a number between 1 and 319. Okay. And I'll correspond it with one of my shuffled Pokemon.
So with 2 top 10s we just did, that's 20. Plus 5 honorable mentions, that's 25. Let's go with that.
Gonna pick number 25. Are you ready, Nick?
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
No, but okay.
Oh, you should be ready, Nick.
Oh, no, why?
Oh, you should be
Please
ready.
Don't.
Oh,
Please
Nick.
Don't.
Oh, Nick.
What? What is
the
it?
Pokemon of the Day is Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
It's Tyranitar, Nick.
What?
Pokemon of the day is Tyranitar.
Yes!
The Pokemon of the day is Tyranitar. You picked a good number, Nick.
Tyranitar! The odds are finally looking in my favor! Fuck yes!
I can't breathe.
Shit. Oh shit. I have like...
Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh god.
Shit.
Tyranitar.
Is this our first
Pseudo-legendary?
Pseudo-legendary?
Yes.
For Pokemon of the
It
day?
is. Without even looking, I get this.
Because, yeah, you would have at least liked at least one of those other ones, right?
And I have every pseudo-legendary trained.
So do I.
Yeah, so no. And based on the fact that, like, I think I've trained maybe, what, like, four out of Pokemon on our Pokemon of the week so far?
Not many.
Yeah, no. So I would have been 5. This is the 5th one. Yeah, no, I love Tyranitar.
Tyranitar is
I
a
fucking
good,
love Tyranitar.
good
Like, both
Pokemon.
competitively and fucking in-game. Like, I wish you could get it sooner
Oh, yeah.
in Johto.
I remember in one of my earliest playthroughs of Gold and Silver, it was on my main team at the very end. Like, at the very, very end.
Mine too, and I needed it in my main team in order to kill Red.
And I remember, because that was one of the, I had no idea what the fuck a Tyranitar was. I saw a Larvitar. I was like, oh, that thing's pretty cute. I'll catch it and I'll train it for a little while.
And it evolves into Pupitar, and you're like, yeah, what the...
I was like, what the fuck? This thing's pretty cool. I've never seen this before. I bet it evolves again. I want to see what it evolves into, but what the fuck is this thing? And it evolved into Tyranitar. I was like,
holy shit, Godzilla.
oh my god. Oh, Dragonite. Dragonite, you have a buddy now? You have a buddy?
Oh, and he's a dark type? Oh,
He's a dark type? That is cool.
That is badass.
That is cool. He goes down to like a single like Mach Punch, but actually not even that, because he has a little bit more
Because
bulk.
he's got that defense, and when he has a Sandstorm up, he
His
has a bit of special defense.
His special defense is pretty
Like,
damn good.
He's the kind of the tank of the pseudo-legendaries. Like, Metagross is the literal tank. He is...
Yeah, Goodra. But even then, I think if you had an Assault Vest, Tyranitar, and Sandstream,
that shit's gonna fucking murder.
It's not. You're not gonna get through it with a special
It's gonna be like,
move.
what was that surf you did? What?
What?
Oh.
What? What was that? What? Did you
hit me?
Did you hit me, motherfucker?
Oh, well, motherfucker.
Did you hit me?
Motherfucker, he's a goddamn earthquake in your ass. Even without the stab, Tyranitar Earthquake is like one of the best combos.
Oh yeah, it's so good. This is such a good fucking Pokemon, man.
God.
Crunch, Stone Edge, like that's all you fucking need right there. Crunch, Stone Edge, Earthquake. And you know what? I gave mine a power-up punch. Mine has a power-up punch, and it just destroys.
My fourth move is Payback, because he's slow, and so...
That makes sense.
You use Crunch when you're faster, and then Payback when you know you're slower.
I gave mine a Rock Polish, so it's a little bit... So it patches up his speed a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It needs better IVs. My Tyranitar needs better IVs, but I'm going to make another one at some point anyway, and it's just going to be awesome, and I can't wait.
This is a peak Tyranitar. Like, his only bad IV is special attack, so who gives a fuck? His name is Tyrone.
A little on the nose, but okay.
He's got Crunch, Earthquake. I mean, this is the first one I named Tyrone. The rest have been like Mountain or Canyon or random Earth things. I figured, you know what? No, Tyrone doesn't fucking mess around. He's just gonna go around, fucking Stone Edge you to oblivion with his Sandstream, obviously. Because, okay, Unnerve. That's a shitty hitting ability for Tyranitar. Like, it's useful, maybe?
A little bit useful. It's
not compared to Sand fucking Stream.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those super situational abilities Unnerve is.
Like, when you hit a Pokemon with Flamethrower and then it eats an Alkaberry, like, okay, shut up. Like... That's situational. You don't see that every day. You only see that really in the battle tree, if anything.
Yeah. I can see why you would go for an ability besides Sandstream if you want more team synergy with, like, a team that's not
Steel, Rock, or...
Yeah, Sandstorm focused.
But
even then...
And if you do have a Sandstorm focused team, then hell fucking yeah, man.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. He was, like, one of the gods of 5th generation.
Yes, he was.
Back in the weather days.
Back in weather days, before fairy types.
even against fairy types, he does just fine, honestly.
He can learn Poison Jab, can't he?
Well, I don't know if he can learn Poison Jab, but he can learn, like, Iron Head and shit.
Oh, then hell yeah.
He does not get Poison Jab, but he gets Iron Head and shit and Iron Tail. Like, you're not going to have much problem.
Iron Head's a good move, too.
And Iron Head's a really good move.
He's also just fucking cool looking.
Oh, God. He is one of my favorite design Pokemon.
Like, Shin Godzilla before Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What do you think of his Mega appearance?
I don't use his Mega appearance a lot because I give that to other Mega Pokemon, but it's Space Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's Space Godzilla and oh god, the Pokedex entry is so fucking sad for it in Sun and Moon.
Why was his Pokedex entry?
Its back explodes and the excruciating pain is the only thing that keeps it unconscious.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah. Pokemon's hardcore.
God damn, that's let's see. Due to colossal power poured into it, this Pokemon's back split right open. Its destructive instincts are the only thing that keeps it going.
Oh, there you go. Destructive instincts.
The effects of Mega Evolution make it more ferocious than ever. It's unclear whether it can even hear its trainer's orders.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's also one of those... I really like a Mega Tyranitar because it improves. It just improves, yeah. It just, gives
a
better
Mega
stats.
Evolution.
Yeah. And in these days, what you could do is wait until Sandstorm dissipates and then Mega Evolve. If it stays around that long.
That's assuming it's staying around that long and if they don't have a fighting Pokemon or fighting move.
That's the only major counter to Tyranitar's fighting Pokemon. It can't really do a whole lot to them.
A Mega Lucario is gonna kill Tyranitar.
Mega Lucario is an Uber. Like, it's gonna kill almost anything. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Mega Lucario is an Uber.
I mean, probably even a regular Lucario then, so...
Oh, yeah, completely. For sure. But what I would like to do is, in a double battle, give it a Trick or Treat.
That's the one where it gives it...
It adds Ghost type.
Adds Ghost type? It adds Ghost type, doesn't replace the type with Ghost.
Just adds Ghost type.
So if you use it on a normal Pokemon...
It's a normal Ghost.
Oh, yeah, but Crunch would still hit it. Right, okay. Ooh, excuse me. If a Ghost Pokemon used Trick or Treat, you couldn't use Ghost moves on it because
if it was
it's normal.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's why I need to get a... I love Trick or Treat because I haven't used it yet, but when you use Z Trick or Treat, all of your stats get a boost.
Damn.
I know, right?
Wait, can Tyranitar even get Trick or Treat?
No, I want to pair it with a Gorgeist.
Oh, okay, so it's in a combo. Nice.
Yeah.
So that Crunch just kills everything.
Mega Tyranitar, Z Crystal Gorgeist, stat boost, and then Mega Form, and then you get Ghost add to you. Tyranitar gets Dragon Dance, which is one of my favorite things.
Shit, maybe I should get rid of Payback for Dragon Dance? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fucking all-around good fucking Pokemon. Like, I don't have anything negative to say about it.
And yeah, he's based on, dinosaurs and stuff, but again, he's another Pokemon.
He's a dinosaur mountain.
He's a dinosaur mountain, and he's a Pokemon that looks like a fucking Pokemon. Like, you look at that, you say Pokemon.
Yep.
Like, goddamn.
Good stats. I mean, he's a pseudo-legendary, so duh, but still.
Oh, shit. I just remembered an episode that Tyranitar's in. And it's a good episode, if I remember right. Oh, shit. We're gonna love it. We're gonna love that episode.
Yay!
It's a Team Rocket episode.
Yay! All right. Do you have anything else for Tyranitar? It's just a good fucking Pokemon. I don't even know what else to say.
Let's talk about its pre-evolution for a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna have to plug in my laptop because it's dying fast.
Oh, whoops.
Look at Larvitar. He's so cute.
It's a larva. But it's not a larva, though. It's just a little tiny dinosaur. It's interesting the naming mechanisms that they gave them, like Larvitar and Pupitar. Those are obviously bug.
Maybe they're trying to do a bait and switch.
Bait and switch,
haha, maybe this is gonna be a rock bug. Nope.
It is Godzilla infected. Like, it's mutating.
Oh, right on.
It has to, yeah, okay.
Larvitar makes a good little cut Pokemon. It's guts.
It's got guts.
It's got guts. That's a good ability. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
And a base 64 attack for a little cup. That's not bad.
Not terrible. Bad. There's only Trapinch, obviously.
Oh, Trapinch. Well, fucking duh. Yeah.
It has higher attack, and then I don't think a lot of other
Granados, but.
Granados? Oh well, again,
fucking duh.
Fucking duh.
But yeah, I mean it's If you have Guts up and you get a fucking Dragon Dance up, that little guy could probably sweep it. Honestly, with a Jolly, Guts, Dragon Dance, Larvitar could probably sweep a lower tier team. Not even just a little cup, just like a lower tier team probably do very well on.
That might be overestimated a little bit, depending on the
know.
maybe an NU team, but I wouldn't say like maybe a PU team, but
I would even say NU, depending on the team.
Did you say underused?
Maybe not underused.
Okay.
Maybe not underused.
Larvitar's cute. I just wish you could get it earlier in Johto.
There's a lot of Pokemon wish you could get earlier in Johto. That's like one of my
basically dark types.
Yeah, it's one of my
few
few complaints with Johto is that I wish you could get so many Pokemon earlier.
Like, why couldn't you get fucking Murkrow before?
At least Murkrow and Houndour.
Yeah. At least that. Don't force me to evolve an Eevee into an Umbreon in order to have a dark type.
Yeah. Were they saving dark type as a reveal until, like, what the fuck?
Maybe maybe they were trying to make Karen like that much more charismatic. Like, ooh, she's a type you don't have access to yet. Whoa.
Pupitar makes a interesting little bulky Aviolite set.
Pupitar also,
Jet
I think,
skin.
stands out the most out of all the pseudo-legendary middle evolutions because it's so transformative. Like, it's so... Oh, no, Bagon. Bagon's also basically Pupitar.
Shelgon?
Or Shelgon, yeah. Because they're both, like, pupating.
Yeah, but whereas Shelgon's ability is a sweeper ability, Rockhead, Pupitar's complements its shed skin. It complements its
shell.
Its shell a little bit more. So an Eviolite set with rest, shed skin, like you'll do pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice little tank. You stand up to the likes of Ultra Necrozma. And
fucking that Ultra Necrozma, like that little bitch, like not even.
It's gonna use prismatic laser and he can't do shit.
Can't do shit. Like, oh shit, look at this thing. It fucking took that like a goddamn champ. Actually, with Eviolite and probably a Sandstorm up, if you had both of those things going, might be able to. Might take a prismatic laser, depending which stat it was coming off of.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
But all three Pokemon really, really awesome designs.
They're awesome designs. They're just... Tyranitar gets a 4.
Is that your first 4 Voltorb Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great
That
Pokemon.
should show how fucking bad the Pokemon of the Week picking is.
Hey,
because it's been 50-something podcast episodes.
40, and you agreed that you wanted to do the Pokemon
I do.
You were so excited for it, even.
I was excited, but then I didn't know how fucking much bullshit there would be in the hat.
Oh, come on. You've had Tyranitar, and...
Today.
Chandelure, and fucking... Crocodile.
Yeah, 3. 3 out of the Magic Hat system. I was afraid you were about to say for Alligator, and I was going to just call it bullshit because we picked that one fucking automatically.
You also had Bastiodon and Aromatisse and Volbeat.
Yeah, shut up. Stop talking. Stop talking about those. If
And
I'm not allowed to talk about King and Kid, you're not allowed to talk about those. Where are your shitty Pokemon of the Week, Forrest? Where are yours headed? Are they even on the list?
We had Unknown and Dedenne.
We had Dedenne? Oh, shit, we did have Dedenne.
Yeah, it's a Pikachu short. Spoiler!
Oh, yeah.
we haven't aired that episode yet, but we did a Pikachu short Pokemon Pikachu of the Week, and it was Dedenne, and I don't like Dedenne, apparently.
Nah, apparently not.
I figured out during the review of that Pokemon of the Week that I don't like Dedenne.
It has no reason to be a fairy
It has no reason to live. It's just a fucking Pikachu clone for the sake of being a Pikachu clone with a gratuitous fairy typing, and that's all it is.
So Tyranitar is fucking awesome. It gets a 4 because it's awesome, and it can Mega Evolve and it'd be even more awesome. And oh my god, I love Tyranitar.
It's one of the best Pokemon. Like, it's just one of the best Pokemon.
Like, I wish you could have more than 6 team slots sometimes, so that way I could put on Tyranitar on my...
Just every single time?
Every single time. Like, you've seen my main Pokemon team. It does not include Tyranitar. Only because there are more Pokemon that sync better with my team.
I think that's Tyranitar's only real problem. is that it's hard for him to sync
It's not much of
with
a team
another
player.
team.
He's
Yeah.
too awesome.
Yeah, he really is. With that Sandstream and very common fighting type weakness.
Like, if you set up a Trick Room Sandstorm team, Tyranitar's the fucking star of
God.
that. Like, just get a Clay Doll in there. It uses Trick Room. Why doesn't Trick Room have an ability that automatically sets up Trick Room?
We've talked about this.
I know we have,
And it would go so well with Dialga.
Oh my god, yes. And like, if you give like super ancient Dialga, whatever the fuck they're gonna call it, an ability, it would just be
Constant Trick Room.
Constant Trick Room.
Just like fucking Groudon and Kyogre's uber ass abilities.
Constant Super Rain and Constant Super Sunlight.
And then not even talk about fucking Mega Rayquaza.
And if you made its speed like 20, that means it can have so much more, but like stat investment in like special attack or defense.
Oh god, yeah, that thing would be a nightmare. A good nightmare.
A good
nightmare.
uber.
I guess
nightmare.
what would Palkia and Giratina's like abilities be?
Giratina would probably be like something that would match both the stat sets and hold on, let's make this a PokéGrouse.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, last thing I have for Tyranitar, it's one of the few Pokemon I like its original color more than shiny form. Shiny form is a little ugly. It's like brown and purple instead of green and blue.
Yeah. It just looks so similar to its regular form.
Yeah.
Kind of a shit gold.
I also like how its chest is the Pupitar's face. Like, you see how it evolves. You see that.
And Larvitar looks like a very mini form of it.
Yeah.
This is a good stage of evolutions. Great Pokemon. Great Pokemon.
Fantastic Pokemon.
All right, Nick, you wanted to do something a little bit different for the PokeTalk.
Oh, it's only because we were naturally
talking about it
during Tyranitar.
Yeah.
So, instead of waiting until we know that there's going to be Generation 4 remakes, let's just talk about the concept of Generation 4 remakes and, like, what the super mega ancient primal evolutions, or whatever the equivalent of that, would be for Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina.
Yeah.
We started talking about Dialgas, and it's apparently going to be the most fucking uber thing ever, with super high stats, or at least ideal stat placement.
As a constant Trick Room.
And a constant Trick Room. Or at least just like...
Man, that would make... But the thing is that would make so much sense for that thing.
Yeah,
you know?
because it's the fucking controller of time.
Yeah. So of course it's going to have something like that aids in it. So what would you say would be a comparable ability for Palkia?
Palkia would be... Okay, so it can control space. So I'm thinking...
Because both of them have, what, pressure is their ability?
Pressure is their ability.
God, they used to love throwing pressure on the Megas. On the Legendaries.
The Legendaries. So I'm guessing it could either... They're both really shitty abilities, or at least shitty concepts, because that's just a shitty way of playing. I mean shitty, not as in it's bad. Shitty as in, if you use this, you're an asshole.
Overpowered?
Overpowered.
Kind of like the constant Uber Rain and constant Uber Sun and constant Uber
Kind
Wind.
of. Even worse, maybe. So Mega Super Ultra Palkias would be either your moves accuracy are 50%. Like all of them. 50%.
That'd be so shitty.
That would be so shitty. Hey, at least your one-hit KO moves would be raised to 50.
Everything is 50%.
Everything is 50%. Or it's constantly using Roar at the end of its turn automatically.
Oh, God,
so your Pokemon are rotating out.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah. So you can't build stats because it's just going to fucking be roared out.
I don't know.
Because it controls space.
I think both of those are a little overpowered, but there's got to be some other way to, like...
Well, it's compensating,
space, right?
It's compensating because Dialga has the ideal stat placement, and Palkia would still have to have like its regular mega boosted stats. So it can't have like no speed. It still has to have regular speed.
Then what would the comparable Uber ability for Dark Matter, which is Giratina's? Like, what would even come close to that type of...
Any Pokemon that isn't a ghost type, automatic curse, but without having to,
Oh, kind of like Bad Dreams, only you don't put them to sleep. You know, they don't have to be asleep.
Yeah.
That would make sense. That would make sense. And maybe instead of doing a quarter damage, it does an eighth damage. Like, scale it down a little bit. So it's like
damage.
It's like the anti-grassy terrain.
Yeah, anti-grassy terrain. But
if you're not ghost type.
If you're not, but then that seems weaker compared, because like, here you have a Pokemon that's like set up its ideal situation, and a Pokemon that's like preventing you from stat building at all.
And then a Pokemon that does constant damage.
Yeah.
Where you could just substitute and protect.
Shit.
And you could stack it with a regular curse, or...
But see, that one makes it that way. You have to like build a movesets around. The others you don't.
I guess that's true.
So what if it was like?
I kind of like that. I kind of like that as a starting point, though.
I like that as
building off the ghost typing.
Building off the ghost typing. If a Pokemon is able to Mega Evolve or transform or like get a power new form, doesn't let you.
Oh,
it
dude,
does not let you.
That is fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It's the fucking devil. So.
That is messed up beyond all reason. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Ghost types are the only thing immune.
There you go.
You can do Mega Gengar.
It's kind of funny, though.
Yeah.
Mega Gengar, no Mega Tyranitar. It's kind of the end. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
In the end.
I mean, we could do something with Arceus, maybe, but, like, Arceus is Arceus.
Arceus, like, you win. You win. Good job. You have to be in battle without attacking the Pokemon for, like, 3 turns in a row, but you win.
Maybe if he has a certain move like Rayquaza, he turns into his like uber legendary ultra primal form Mega that it's just like god stats, just like 160 across the board.
Base 160.
Base 160 across the board, and same thing. You can his plate or changes his type, or you can give him a choice band or whatever, and he's just a god. Which he should be. He's the god Pokemon.
Yeah. Or if, like, it's not just the plates, it's, like, any item. Like, a Rocky Helmet turns into a rock type.
Choice Specs Psychic, Choice Band Fighting,
yeah.
Choice Scarf Flying.
Flying. That's probably playing around too much. That would be way too much fucking shit to code. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, Arceus just becomes fucking god.
Yeah. So do you think they'll ever do a 4th gen remake? It seems to be one of the less popular generations.
I mean, they said that about 3rd generation.
That they wouldn't do it? Or that was less popular?
It was less popular. Because the thing about 3rd generation, like when it first came out, there was no fucking day or night cycle.
Yeah.
Actually, that's right. There was no post Elite Four thing except for the Battle Tower.
And you couldn't trade with previous generations.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. 4th generation, I really like 4th generation. And I think there's ways that you could improve on that generation that would be aided by a cool.
And like on the Switch, remake. the underground secret bases would be like way better probably.
Cool graphics and everything.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Got anything else for this podcast, Nick?
I really wish I knew when the Jasmine battle was, because I don't know if I should be excited for the next season or terrified.
So what are your hopes for the next season? We've gone through 3 seasons of varying quality. I'm very optimistic for the next season.
I'm optimistic because I think the anime is heading in the right direction of like more emotional tension.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's more like character building, more Pokemon battles. I just want to be better. I just want it to be better.
And less following around a random girl with a goddamn Ladybug whistle. Less of that. More Charizard emotional payoff.
Or if there is like a random character of the day, like they don't have a job, they just like, or if they have a job, it's interesting, like they're thieves or something.
Or every character of the day is Casey.
Or every character of the day is Casey. Casey basically becomes a traveling
She's
companion.
she's just the character of the day every time. They're like, holy shit, is that you, Casey? And she's like, yeah.
Casey,
What's
we're
up?
in the middle of the woods. What are you doing here? Oh, I got lost once.
I got lost once. I'm okay now. You want to be awesome with me? Because I'm awesome.
Oh, look at that Totodile. It looks like you don't deserve it. Not as much as I deserve the Chikorita.
It doesn't seem to really love you, Ash.
Or if it does, it's randomly thrown in there because, like, that's how the show writes, and apparently it's a Brock of Pokemon.
How the fuck do you have all 3 starter Pokemon?
Yeah, what the hell, Ash? I was given this Chikorita by the professor. I didn't find it.
How the fuck did you find a Totodile?
What do you mean Chikoritas hang out in cold mountains? That doesn't make sense.
Alright, well, we'll see y'all next time.
We'll see you next time, and go out and just make a top 10 list of things you like, just to make yourself happy. That's some expert advice from Nick. Goodbye.